I got a big goddamn problem with the news. You ready for this? The news is completely manipulated. Everything you hear every single day is designed by corporate media to do one thing and one thing only.
Jesus.
To keep you living in fear.
Oh, fear?
Total fear. Fear so you'll go out and you'll spend money on things. Things you probably don't even need. Things you probably already have six of, so that their advertisers will keep buying ads on their stations. Tell you one more thing. You ready for this? I'll do this all day, man.
There is a tomorrow which is coming. When this Quran is going to dazzle the world. There is a tomorrow which is coming. When this Quran is going to shake the world. Allah says, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ. As the ayat of Allah unfold, the ayat of Allah will demonstrate conclusively the truth of Islam. Where are those scholars? Where are those gifted, blessed scholars who are to come tomorrow? Maybe one of them is sitting in this gathering. They're going to be chosen, we will in our grave. But they are going to take the banner of Islam. They are going to take the Quran and take he who taught the Quran and dazzle the world by using the Quran as we have done tonight in a humble way, and using the ahadith of the Prophet to explain the reality of the world in which we are. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may bless one from amongst you.
Marriage is between a man and a woman. And in the marriage between a man and a woman, Allah explains at the beginning of Surah An-Nisa, the first ayah, وَبَثَّ مِنْهُمَا رِجَالًا كَثِيرًا وَالنِّسَاءَ, that the purpose of marriage, as explained by He who created you from a drop of sperm, and in whose hand is your life. In this verse, He says the purpose of marriage is children, procreation, so that mankind will survive. If you are to have children, how can a marriage of a man with a man produce children? How can a marriage of a woman with a woman produce children? And yet there is a tomorrow which is coming when every single government, will have to bow. They'll have to bow before the UN, and before the IMF, and before the World Bank, and before this and that and the other. And they will have to enact legislation in every single Muslim country to legalize the marriage of a man with a man. It's coming. You don't believe me? Well, just wait and see. They're bowed in everything else so far. So they're going to bow in this as well and prostrate. But marriage in Islam is between a man and a woman so children can be born. It's so simple. Why should we bow? Why should we bow to those who are seeking to get us to worship them rather than to Allah? And when you marry, Allah speaks of marriage as an institution that is meant for Jannah. For Jannah. Because the first marriage that took place was when Allah created from Adam alayhi salam, He created his spouse, Hawa alayhi salam. And then He said to both of them, Uskun anta wa zawjuka al-jannah. Go and dwell in paradise. And so the very essence of marriage is something that belongs to paradise. and hence something that is spiritual. And in Surah Ar-Rum, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about marriage. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, and amongst his signs is this: أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, that he is created for you from amongst your very mates, your very selves. He has created your mates, your spouses. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, that you might dwell with them in a state of sukoon. Sukoon is peace and contentment and tranquility. There are things in life which money cannot buy, and sukoon is one of them. And so marriage is for paradise. And in paradise, this is what you get, sukoon. And if you marry here in Allah's name, and you live in accordance with Allah's law, then you get a piece of paradise right here on earth. Because you're marrying in Allah's name, and you're living with her to please Allah. Al-Azhar University does not teach international monetary economics. No. And the Darul Uloom that produce your ulama, they don't teach international monetary economics. And so how? Tell me how can your Maulana or your Mufti or your Sheikh or your Ustad or your whatever he is, how can he give fatwa concerning paper currency when he has not studied international monetary economics? They didn't have paper money in the time of the books of fiqh. Huh? Well, I have studied international monetary economics at 2 universities. And on the basis of my profound study of the subject, I have come to the conclusion that this paper currency is bogus, it's fraudulent, and it's haram. And you'll be surprised how many American academics and European academics agree with me. The only people who cannot agree with me are our scholars of Islam. And so Dajjal today controls the world of money. I have come to the conclusion that the modern secular state is the creation of Dajjal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declares in the Quran that He is Al-Malik. And in political terminology, that means the sovereignty belongs to Him. Sovereignty belongs to Him. And today you now have a creature called the modern secular state. And those who defend it have not even studied sufficient political science to understand its genesis, its origin. And the modern secular state, which has embraced the whole world, declares that no, sovereignty does not belong to Allah. Sovereignty now belongs to the state. Well, whoever wants to accept that and believe in it and act upon it should have the freedom to do so. And when they go to the grave, they must be prepared for the consequences of that. That's all. But the rest of us would say, no. We want to remain faithful to Allah and to His Messenger. And so in our hearts, we long for the return of the Khilafah. The Khilafah state, which recognizes Allah's sovereignty. This is our heart. In your heart, you may pledge allegiance to that state. In our heart, we pledge allegiance to the Khalifa.
The biggest reform of all that has occurred since Adam alayhi salam stepped to the Lord. You take a piece of paper, you print a picture, you put a number, you say abracadabra. And you assign to the piece of paper an entire paper. So you make wealth out of nothing. If you can do that, my gosh, you could buy all the oil from your region. All that you need is some machines, some paper and some ink. And you need a couple $100,000 jackasses out there. Excuse the language. That this paper currency is bogus, is fraudulent, it's haram. That this paper currency is bogus, is fraudulent, it's haram.